and JJ.
Hit it!
It's time for The Frangie Show on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, we welcome you in. Glad you're along for the ride. Frangie, Carlion, and LaSelva with you on a Tuesday. Our Tuesday is always brought to you by our friends at the Nimnick family of dealerships. Two terrific locations. Nimnick Chevrolet is on Cassett Avenue. Nimnick Buick GMC is located on Phillips Highway. Getting excited, Carlion. I'm not going to lie to you.
I know.
I got a bunch of sleep. It's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 5 more sleeps.
Yeah.
Is that what the cool kids say? How many
That
more
is,
sleeps?
yeah. No naps.
No naps. Just
Yeah,
sleeps.
Just sleeps.
Yes. Okay. So there you go. I'm getting excited. There's so much to talk about today. We're going to get to Gator basketball tonight. We're going to talk about the portal. Talk about other things going on in the NFL. All coming up in a bit. But I mean, I think the key is I think we're all kind of excited about as we are getting closer, very close to a Bills Jags get together, and I'm very very excited about that. I can promise you that. All right, a lot of things to get to today on the program. I want to talk about the NFL, the carousel a little. What surprised you and didn't you about which coaches got it, didn't get it, GMs got it, didn't get it? Now that the scene is set, what surprised you about Black Monday?
Probably Stefanski, just because I think he's really good, and he was really hampered when they made the Deshaun Watson deal. So I think Stefanski's a good coach. I hope Tennessee doesn't hire him. Yeah, Pete Carroll, I think you're rebuilding if you're Las Vegas, so it makes sense as great as a coach as Pete Carroll has been. I can see why that was one and done. Raheem Morris should have been fired. I get that they finished the season strong, but they had a ton of talent. They should have won that division. So Gannon in Arizona, I think he's had plenty of time. They're moving further back from the pack. That one I think you could certainly understand. So I would say for me, like if I was Cleveland, I probably would have kept Stefanski because I do think he's a gifted coach. But other than that, I think it went. I was surprised Washington's moving off. This isn't a head coach, but I was surprised that they're parting ways with Cliff Kingsbury. He is certainly somebody that, if you're a team looking for an offensive coordinator and maybe even as a head coach, he might make some sense as well. So that one kind of surprised me because what's he supposed to do when Jane Daniels, has an injury-marred second season?
And a lot of people liked him as a head coach, to your point.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's surprising. So we'll see what happens. It's going to be an interesting next year in the NFL. I almost wonder, I every year I do this, I try and think about which trends are happening. Is it an offensive guy? Is it a defensive guy? Like the GMs, you now know who the James Gladstone is the model. You look at everybody that's being interviewed, it's all the guys the Jags interviewed. Did you notice that? John Eric Sullivan is getting interviewed again. Josh Williams is getting interviewed again. The Ian, the Chicago guy. I'm drawing.
Oh yeah.
They're all getting interviewed. Have you noticed that?
Mm-hmm.
So now people aren't going and hiring Randy Mueller, who's 63, to do it for the fourth time. People are hiring James Gladstone, who's 39, to do it for the first time, which I think is a good thing. But if you notice, that trend is very clear.
Well, Jacksonville is certainly going to be copied for a variety of reasons. The first being it's been wildly successful in its first year. The other thing is these owners, they've got a great relationship with Shad Khan. He's one of the most well-liked owners among the group. But they've seen how Shad has struggled, for a decade to really find any semblance of consistency. And now they're looking at Jacksonville as, look, okay, Shad Khan got it right. Okay, well, how did he get it right? You're seeing organizations being tempted to bring in former players, the Baselli model, in terms of not running necessarily the front office, but as a guiding voice for the owner and somebody who can lend expertise and provide harmony to the organization. You're seeing that.
Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan is clearly.
That's Shad Khan saying to Arthur Blank
exactly
with a cocktail in their hands at an owners' meetings. Boy, Tony Baselli's made such a world of difference for me.
Matt Ryan got an interview because of Tony Baselli.
Without a doubt.
There's no doubt in my mind. Keep going. I interrupted you, but keep going.
No, it's fine. So in looking at it, every aspect of what Shad has done is going to be copied. Because he toiled, particularly with the owners that have struggled to win consistently like Shad has. So that is going to be the model they're going to look at. You're going to want the former player coming back to sort of provide the harmony and leadership. You're going to want the performance-based GM, not the traits guy. And you're going to want the young offensive mind. And so we know that Liam Cohen is so much more than that. But that's what is, that's what other teams are going to look for, is that young offensive mind that can provide the right leadership and motivation and get the best out of the roster.
All right, what games have your attention? We'll do our picks. By the way, did you add up the picks? You're always good.
I did. I've got it.
Where do you have it?
Okay, so
because
it is.
I was going to check with you to make sure I had it right because I thought I might not, but
it's pretty amazing. So I've got it. JJ and Frank tied with 99 points.
Exactly right.
And I'm at 96 points.
That's exactly. It's funny. It's 99, 99, 96.
How about that?
It's 90. So
I don't think we've ever. I
would have went undefeated last week, obviously.
Yeah.
So
I mean, Hayes had the big week. Hayes had the last time we did pick. Hayes had the 9-point week.
Nice.
I had a 7-point week. You had a 4-point week, and that's where we are. I had this. It's 90. It's fun. I'm glad I had it right. I was going to check with. It's 99, 99, 96.
That's amazing.
I mean, after all this work and grinding and fighting and scrapping and clawing and battling, it's 3 points separate all of us. And JJ and I are knotted,
it's
freaking
wild.
knotted.
Playoff
at the top.
time.
Yes, it is. How about JJ? I got to be honest with you. I thought you had pulled away from us about 3 weeks ago. I thought it was over.
It got to like 11,
yeah.
I think, at one point, and I was still like, okay, it's if Frank has a really big week, but I never saw Hayes coming back in.
Well, Hayes has 20,
I thought it was just us.
Hayes has 24 game picker-uppers. That's what it is.
His
overall number.
Our club shoots the 3.
Yeah,
We're not like Todd Golden. We can't hit the 2s.
His overall
but
number,
we can hit the 3s.
His numbers are terrible, but he's got all the. He just picks an upset every week, and when they come through, he wins. So, but it's 99, 99, 96. That's where we are. So, but anyway, so I know we'll do our picks later on. So I don't want to get ahead of that, but. I will ask you this.
Later on this week.
Yeah, later on this week.
Yeah,
yeah. We're doing them in July. Be sure you're listening in July. No, we're doing them later on this week.
We're not doing them in this show.
Right, but let me ask you, what game has other than our game, any game really like for me, boy, the 49ers-Eagles game really grabs me.
Sure.
What games grab you?
I think it's a fantastic slate. I mean, Packers-Bears, the third, meeting between those clubs. That's the 7 versus the 2.
By the way, I
Chicago.
saw that's only the third time in the history that they've played each other in the playoffs.
Is that right?
Insane.
That is
surprising.
insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the Eagles, and I don't want Max to take a swing at me here, but the Eagles have not been elite very often. They've had small pockets.
He's talking about Packers-Bears.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about my bad.
Yeah.
Strike. I thought you were talking about 49ers Eagles.
The Bears.
But to your point, the Bears fall into that category.
The Bears are in the same category.
And when the Bears were great with Ditka, the Packers were terrible.
You're right. The Bears fall in the category as well. Keep going.
But to your point about the Eagles, I mean, I love 49ers at Eagles. The only game that I'll be surprised if at the 2-minute warning is competitive is Rams-Panthers. But I mean,
Me too.
I think the Chargers could go to Foxborough and beat New England. I probably will pick New England. But if all the Chargers need is for their tackles, their offensive tackles, to just play an average game. But too often they can't, and they just get caved in, and Herbert has no chance. But the Chargers play good defense, and they're well coached. And they've got weapons. So if Herbert can have a little bit of time to find, McConkey and Quentin Johnston and Keenan Allen and the tight end Gadsden, the rookie that they like, I mean, they've got a variety of what they're kind of like the Jaguars, and that no one probably is an electrifying receiver, but they all collectively bring something good to the table. And I mean, look, I'll be pulling for the Pittsburgh Steelers like nobody's business, but I think Texans Steelers I think got a chance to at least be a great street fight, because here's what in Pittsburgh in the playoffs, I think Houston wins, but Pittsburgh is going to throw haymakers at them physically. I mean, the hitting in that game, I think it showed up against the Ravens.
I do too.
Collinsworth said it, and he was right. The Steelers out-hit the Ravens. It wasn't by much, because it was a very physical game, as it always is. But I think the divisional slate is usually the best But for the wild card
Right.
round, again, outside of Rams Panthers, I think the other 5 are awesome.
Yeah, the second week of the NFL playoffs are really good. That's a really good weekend, but it's going to be fun to watch. All right, so we got a lot to talk about. We'll talk about the NFL. We'll talk about some of the games coming up as the day and the week goes on. Let me go ahead and tell you where we're going to be Friday. I'm going to go ahead and break some news. You ready for breaking news?
Yes.
Remember our old friends from Island Wings? You know them, don't you?
I do.
We've
Love Island Wings.
We've done a lot of Island Wing shows at that wonderful Southside location. We've done a wonderful the Bartram location in your neck of the woods.
Yes.
Did you know they're opening a new one?
I have heard that.
They're opening one. They call it Tamaya.
Yeah.
It's near the Tamaya housing development. But it's by far the greatest Island Wings in the history of Island Wings. Do you know why?
Why is that?
Because I can stumble home. Okay. It is right in front of Jacksonville Golf and Country Club, and they are opening Friday. So I said, there's only one thing to do: pep rally.
How about that?
Okay. There's only one. That's all there is to do. So on our Friday program, we are going to invite fans out. What if I told you I might give away some T-shirts?
Really?
What would you think?
I think that'd be lovely.
What if I told you the mayor of Jacksonville's coming by?
Love the mayor.
What if I told
Be
you
a lot of fun.
Other dignitaries are coming? What if I told you we're getting ready for the goddamn Bills game the right way?
That is awesome.
Would you be happy about that?
I'm fired up. I
Okay,
can't wait.
yeah, and by the way, and this is great radio.
And
by
I
the
get
way.
to eat Island Wings.
This is great radio, by the way, because Hayes put the whole thing together. Now I'm acting like I did. And when you're the host of the show, you get to do stuff like that. That's called host privilege. Okay, but Hayes put
Well,
the whole,
you certainly played a role.
but Hayes put the whole thing together. So we're going to be going to Island Wings, the brand new location. They're actually opening tomorrow. I mean, I walked through it today. It's gorgeous.
Is it?
So
I can't wait
The
to
brand
see
new Island Wings. So we're inviting. If you're a Jaguar fan, shame on you if you don't come by and hang out. Just come hang out. We're gonna hang about. We're gonna hang afterwards.
Oh, yeah.
So we're gonna hang afterwards, and we want you to come on by and hang out with us. And we're gonna give away some tchotchkes and a few T-shirts and the mayor's
Huge
gonna
game
do
that night too.
Yeah, the
college playoff game.
and the college
So
playoffs
watch
are well
it there.
underway. So that's exactly that. Well, I hope you can see it there. I only saw about 176 televisions, and they're all big. So, but we're excited about our friends from Island Wings. They've been great friends of the program for a long time. And we'll be there on Friday. And,
And
again,
hopefully we'll be there a week from Friday.
and you know what? Let's just stay. I mean, we might not leave, so but we're certainly excited about that. So that's our Friday program. We certainly thank our friends from Big Chief Tire. They're always a sponsor, a wonderful sponsor on a Friday. So we got all kind of fun stuff to do. So we're looking forward to our Friday show. So come hang out with us. We're going to celebrate playoff weekend Friday afternoon at Island Wings, the brand new Island Wings. So we're excited about that. When we come back, though, let's talk about that game. What do the Jags have to do to beat the Buffalo Bills? What are the key elements? We haven't done that yet. Let's get it going. Let's kick it off for the week. What do the Jaguars have to do to beat the Buffalo Bills? That's how we'll start the program. It's 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
1010XL's running game takes a giant step forward.
Well, Fred Taylor is the whole package.
Fred Taylor joins Dan and Jeff on the drill. Monday morning running back with Fred Taylor is fueled by Epstein and Robbins DUI defense firm.
Hey, it's Travis from Cannons of Jags. Thank you for trusting us for 55 years of custom welding fabrication and vehicle towing accessories. When you need a trailer hitch for the family car, a gooseneck for the company truck, or even RV towing options, call us at Cannons. We can do a bumper hitch, fifth wheel hitch, anything for safe, reliable towing. Come to Cannons of Jags, where service is our #1 priority and we treat our customers as we like to be treated. Check us out online, cannonsofjags.com.
Want a fresh and flavorful tailgate this season? Chicken Salad Chick has scratch-made Southern-style chicken salad perfect for lunch, parties, and your tailgate. Order 3 ways at one of 4 area locations. Call 1-833-MY-CHICK or online at chickcatering.com.
If you missed it, get it on demand.
And you send those out on the line.
Find your 1010XL favorites where you find podcasts and at 1010XL.com. Channel 5. Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic and Air Conditioning.
Some plumbing companies say they're local, right up until you realize their headquarters are in New York City. At Holland Sons Plumbing, we're actually from here. Born, raised, and fixing leaks right here in Jacksonville. Holland Sons Plumbing. Local. Family. Real.
I used to dread going to the dentist. Every visit felt like a sales pitch with constant upselling, surprise fees on my bill, and I could never get in when I needed to. But Harbor Dental Care? Totally different. They saw me the next day, gave me honest pricing up front, and even set me up with a payment plan I could actually afford. No pressure, no surprise charges, just kind people who get it. If you want to experience dentistry the way it should be, book your appointment today at harbordental.care. That's HARBOUR dental.care.
Jacksonville's building a fence along the goal line. This is the Superior Fence and Rail Defensive Player of the Game. Superior Fence and Rail, where quality matters.
Antonio Johnson was hustling and bustling over the weekend in the Sunshine State. The teal and black safety tallied 3 tackles on Sunday and 1 interception, which he'd returned for a pick 6. AJ made the enemy pay, and he's your Superior Fence and Rail's Defensive Player of the Game.
You waited forever for your new fence. Then, strangers show up. Subcontractors rushing the job. Sent by the company you trusted. Frustrating, right? Superior Fence and Rail promises better. Their professionally trained builders deliver quality you can trust. No subcontractors, no shortcuts. Just the superior craftsmanship your home deserves.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
This is Hayes Carlion for Harrell and Harrell. I was at lunch with my good friend Holt, and he was telling me that sometimes a lawyer can get more from a case than their own client. I was surprised to hear this, but Holt said that doesn't happen with Harrell and Harrell. They'll never take a fee that is greater than their own client. When they say they treat their clients as a person and not a file, they mean it. Hopefully you won't need them, but if you're ever injured, call Harrell and Harrell at 904-251-1111. That's 904-251-1111.
New year, new beginnings, and a new roof. Start 2026 with a peace of mind and take advantage of Universal Roof and Contracting's limited time offer. 15% off all roof repairs and replacements. From leaks to full replacements, call 855-ROOF-HELP or visit universalroof.com to schedule your free roof inspection today. This special New Year's deal ends January 31st. Universal Roof and Contracting, protecting your home, building your trust.
License number CCC 057165, CBC 1258484.
The Jaguars are AFC South champions.
How good is that?
And we're not done yet. Sunday, December 11th, head to the bank as the Jaguars face off against the Buffalo Bills in the NFL Wild Card Round. Kickoff is at 1 p.m. So let's bring the energy for the biggest game in franchise history. Join the playoff action by visiting Jaguars.com/tickets or call 904-633-2000. We'll see you at the bank.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
It's a Nimnick Tuesday on The Frangie Show. Nimnick, your friends in the car business since 1941.
And we do thank our friends from the Nimnick Family Dealerships. What a great Jacksonville sports family that is. The Nimnicks have been involved in everything sports related here in my whole lifetime and beyond that. If it's a sports happening in town, the Nimnicks love it. They show up at the games, they go to the games, and they support the teams in town. And oh, by the way, it's the best place to get cars and trucks, SUVs. I can promise you that. Nimnick Chevrolet is on Cassett Avenue. Nimnick Buick GMC is located on Phillips Highway. And I promise you, everybody in those two car dealerships are jacked about the Jags. I see them at the game. I see my friend Lauren Nimnick Dozier all the time at the games. Billy Nimnick travels all over to all these games. So I promise you, Lee Nimnick travels to the games. They're all involved in the sports culture around here. So, and by the way, they're the best place to buy cars. Those great Chevrolets, those great Buicks, those great GMCs. Nimnick Chevrolet, Nimnick Buick GMC. Always a Nimnick Tuesday on this program. Frangie, Carline, LaSelva with you. All right, from 10,000 feet, how do you beat the Bills?
I think there's a multitude of ways in which the Jaguars can do it, which is nice. I don't think they're locked into one certain path is a big underdog here. I mean, I think it starts with you've got to limit Buffalo's run game. Buffalo leads the NFL in rushing at 159.6 yards a game because they have two outstanding players. They have James Cook, who ran for 1,621 yards. And they have Josh Allen, who ran for nearly 600 yards with 14 touchdowns. So it's going to start with if you can – they don't have to shut Buffalo down. I mean, the Jaguars give up 85 yards a game in run defense. That leads the NFL. So it's the ultimate strength versus strength, best against best. I would say if the Jaguars can hold the Bills to 120 yards or less, they will win the game. That would be holding Buffalo to 40 fewer yards than what they're accustomed to having, and it would be the Jaguars giving up 35 more than what they normally do. So that gives the Jaguars a little bit of slack there. But I think if Buffalo doesn't run for 120 yards, Buffalo is going to lose the game.
Yeah, it'd be very interesting to see if you can control the run. My biggest concern with Buffalo when they have the ball, and I said the same thing about Bo Nix, and I said, except Josh Allen's better. Don't let him go crazy off schedule. I think if you can keep, and again, the challenge, and it was in Denver, and they figured out how to do it, is you want to have a good pass rush without over committing, and then he gets out of there. He's run for 14 touchdowns. He's run for over 500 yards. I mean, and kind of like Bo Nix, but better. Man, is he good when it breaks down and he's just making stuff happen. He is really as good as Trevor's gotten at that too, by the way. Josh Allen is that I think is my major concern. I don't really concern myself with their weapons as much. Their weapons are okay.
I think they're terrible.
Yeah, they're certainly not great,
are
they?
Khalil Shakir is averaging 10 yards a catch.
And he's by far their best receiver.
Yeah, I mean, so he's obviously just sort of a possession guy. Kincaid, if Kincaid's healthy, averages 14.6 yards a catch, which is nice for a tight end. But he's been in and out of the lineup all season, so you don't really know how healthy Dalton Kincaid is. I mean, Keon Coleman is, their third leading receiver.
Yeah, what happened with him?
Catches.
Did he just quit going to practice?
I think, late for meetings, and they got fed up, and he was a healthy scratch for a number of weeks. And I don't know now if you're Sean McDermott, maybe do you put him back out there? I don't know how that'll go. But, I mean, they don't have anybody on their team with more than 5 receiving touchdowns.
Yeah,
so it's very much a run-oriented attack. And that's going to be if the Jaguar run defense that's been the best in the NFL, if they can get Buffalo into some bad down and distance, then the advantage, I think, greatly shifts to the Jaguars. Not that they have some elite pass defense,
right?
But I think the Jags have an average pass defense, and I think the Bills' offensive weapons, when they have to throw it, are substandard.
Yeah, their tight ends are good. You mentioned Kincaid. Dawson Knox is a good player, too. Their 2 tight ends are good. Kincaid's the better of the 2, but he's also the most hurt of the 2. But their tight ends are both good players. Khalil Shakir's a good player, but he's to your point, he's not a game breaker. He doesn't play and look like a possession receiver, but his numbers say that's what he is. So they have good players. But they don't have great players. They're not going to beat you with weapons. They're going to beat you because he's going to go crazy. So I think keep him in the pocket, make it a normal NFL game. And look, James Cook's a really good player. I mean, I would not have guessed that. Maybe because he was always Dalvin's younger brother to me, and Georgia had so many players. I would not have guessed that James Cook, you'd look up, would be one of the best backs in the league. I never saw that coming. He's explosive.
Yeah.
He's very. I mean, he not only did he run for 600 yards. I mean, he's averaging 5.2.
And he gets going fast. I mean, he's got great acceleration. It will be a challenge. I mean, you've got to make James Cook move laterally quickly in the rep, because if he gets the handoff and can take 2 or 3 steps straight ahead, you're in trouble. Because of that electric speed. By the time your linebackers get to their spot, he's going to be gone. So, and we've talked at great length about the Jaguars secondary does deserve credit for the defense being number 1 defending the run. Obviously, Devon Hamilton gets the lion's share, the defensive front, the linebackers, but credit the secondary because they have not let any runs pop this year. I mean, again, it is astonishing. The Jaguars are the 3rd team since 2000. In 25 years, the Jaguars are just the 3rd team in league to not allow a 75-yard rusher all season. Buffalo could have 2 in this game. I mean, it would not be the least bit shocking if James Cook and Josh Allen both run for 75 yards. If it happens, the Bills are probably going to win the game. But the Jaguars have yet to allow a single rusher to gain 75 yards in a game this season. Buffalo presents certainly Cook, who is averaging just under 100 yards a game, and obviously Josh Allen, who doesn't kill you from a yardage standpoint, but is perfectly capable of breaking a 50-yard run on you. So it's all going to come down to that. I think if the Bills run wild like they're accustomed to doing, then it gets tough. Now you need Trevor Lawrence to continue to play at an electric level. You've got to have your special teams far and away when that facet of the game. I'm not saying it can't be done. if the Bills hit their average in terms of rushing, but everything else has to fall into play. If you're the Jaguars, you can hold the Bills to 120 or fewer. Now you just sort of have to, I think, draw even on the other facets, and you'll win the game.
On the other side of the ball, they don't have an electrifying pass rusher. Greg Rousseau's got 7 sacks, but they don't have Nick Benito, who you got to figure out a way to block, right? I mean, I don't think they have that. The safeties are good players, Hayes. Bishop and Poyer are good players. Milano's a good player, but they don't have anything that dominates you defensively. I mean, there's no one guy that you worry about blocking.
I would agree. I mean, they're not awful in terms of the big plays. They're 8th in interception percentage as a defense, and they're 14th in sack percentage. So, I mean, they're sort of average at getting after the quarterback. They're pretty good in terms of interceptions, but they don't really force that many takeaways. I mean, they're only +1 in turnover margin because they've only gotten 20 takeaways. Well, the Jags have gotten 31 takeaways. So the Jags are much stronger in the turnover battle as well. But yeah, defensively, Buffalo does a pretty good job of stopping the pass. They're 28th against the run. So this is where probably the biggest X factor of the game. And if there's one thing the Jaguars haven't done particularly well in this win streak, it's run the football. And they've dropped all the way down to 20th running the football. Now, some of that's because Trevor Lawrence has come alive. So you want to keep him throwing the ball. But, I mean, in September, we were getting ready to bring in October, and the Jags were like 4th in the league running the football. They've dropped all the way down to 20th, but this is a matchup that would be favorable, you would imagine, for the Jaguars if they want to try and run the ball. But I'm not sure Liam Cohen is going to be overly devoted to it. I mean, I think he wants to run the ball. But when your quarterback is playing at the level that Trevor Lawrence is and your weapons have rounded into form, like Jacoby Myers and Parker Washington and Brenton Strange and Etienne in the passing game and, the explosive potential of a Brian Thomas Jr., you probably are going to call a lot of passes.
Yeah, the Bills lead the league in pass defense, to your point. So obviously they've been good against the pass. Again, they don't have an electrifying pass rusher, but they cover. They cover. So it'll be interesting. I'll say what I said yesterday. I say it again. This is the game for me for the Jaguars. If the Jaguars find a way to win this game, and I think they're going to win, then I think, regardless of how it plays out, I mean, again, for all we know, the Chargers could go up there and win.
Absolutely.
The Chargers could go up there and win, and all of a sudden you're home again.
The Chargers are one of the strongest 7 seeds, or even in the old format 6 seeds that we've seen.
That's
in
a
recent
great
years.
point. That's how good. That's how deep the AFC is. I agree with you. So the Chargers go up there and win, then you're playing at home again.
Right.
Even if they don't win, I think the Jags match up really well with the Patriots. I know Drake May's had a wonderful season, but the Jags match up well with these young upstart quarterbacks. The quarterbacks that have given the Jags the most problems are these veteran, older guys that know how to play. Jacoby Brissett gave them problems. Phillip Rivers kept them in the game against them. These young guys that I'm not knocking Drake May. I'm just telling you that's what the evidence suggests. And so, again, one game at a time. You got to win this week first. And I think this will be the hardest game they play in the postseason. And if they win this, I love where I think they're headed. Let me stop myself. It wouldn't be harder than the Rams or the Seahawks, whoever. This would be in my opinion,
until they get to Santa Clara.
In my opinion, this would be the hardest game they would play until they got to a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
I agree. And another thing that I think really favors the Jaguars in this game is the Jaguars start hot. Now, they didn't against the Titans for 5 minutes, but by the time you got to halftime, they were up 31-7.
But typically.
But you look at what the Jaguars have been able to do. They're outscoring their opponents by 97 in the first half. They're outscoring the opposition by 148 through the first 3 quarters. So the Jaguars start the game and consistently go, in dominant fashion for the first 3 quarters. Buffalo's been the exact opposite. Buffalo's been outscored by 11 in the first half. Now they've won the second half of games by 127 points. But with the immense pressure that the Buffalo franchise is under, to win a Super Bowl with Josh Allen in a year in which Mahomes, Burrow, and Lamar are all out of the tournament, if Jacksonville can get a 2-possession lead on Buffalo early in this game, even though the Bills have started slow all year, the pressure on Buffalo will be incredible. I mean, just incredible. And so I think that plays a role. Whereas to me, the Jaguars, they have no pressure. I mean, it's a total house. You want to win, obviously. I'm not suggesting that. But there's no pressure of previous failures that this group is having to overcome. With Buffalo, I think it's a massive albatross. Now, it may not hurt them. They may play loose and play free. They also may press. And if they press, they're going to get beat.
Yeah, so it'll be very interesting to see the way the whole thing plays. Jags and Bills, we'll talk about it all week long. But I kind of like how the Jags match up against anybody, but I feel good about this one. This one's going to be hard. But I will pick the Jags to win the ballgame. We'll take a break. When we come back, I want to talk about the portal. The portal continues to – it's crazy, isn't
Remember
it?
when we used to like saying that
The
word?
word portal. I thought about that today. It's just a great word. It's still a great word. It's just a bad thing. But I think we're seeing now I think now more and more guys are signing up. It started on the 2nd. It took about 4 or 5 days. Now you're getting a pretty good idea where people are going to land. So I got a thought or two about it. Stay with us.
The Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Streaming live from the XL Digital Studios. Polished by Harbor Dental Care, the locally owned smile restoration experts.
Hey, this is Tom McManus. If you get injured out there, there's only one number to call. Pound Law, that's all. Slip and fall, car wreck, wrongful death. It doesn't matter. Morgan & Morgan handles it all. They're the largest in the country. 100 offices, over 1,000 attorneys. $20 billion recovered for 500,000 clients. That's the kind of team I want. If you get hurt from someone else's wrongdoing, check out Morgan & Morgan. ForThePeople.com.
David Garrard here. Playing in the NFL can put a lot of wear and tear on your body, especially your knees. Southeast Orthopedic Specialist has kept me mobile and ready to tackle every day.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialist.
This is former NFL quarterback David Garrard. If your knees have taken a beating and you're finally ready to do something about it, then let Southeast Orthopedic take a look. Come on, do your knees a favor.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialist.
Frank Frangie here for Stanley Pools. If you're dreaming of putting in a pool this year, choosing the right company is the most important decision you'll make. I've trusted Stanley Pools to build my pool, renovate my pool, and maintain my pool. Stanley Pools has been the best in the business since 1988, and they're still family-owned. Call them today at 904-269-7277 or find them online at stanleypoolsfl.com. That's Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
Hey, Jacksonville DDH, Dreamfinders Danny Hicken here with the scoop from Dreamfinders Homes, your National Builder of the Year. We've got first-year interest rates as low as 2.99% in homes in 20-plus communities throughout Northeast Florida. If you're house hunting, make sure your first pick Dreamfinders Homes, the proud official home builder of the PGA Tour, the Florida Gators, and your Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit dfhsalesevent.com today and tell them Dreamfinders Danny sent you.
Do you want to grow your career with a company that's committed to growing with you? Florida Home AC has aggressive plans to double their workforce, and they're looking for determined, resourceful people with initiative. Just log on to floridahomeac.com/careers to find out more.
Ready to race, Jacksonville? Indoor racing anytime at K1 Speed. Fast electric karts, real competition, and family fun. Buy 2 races, get 1 free every Tuesday. Cruise over to K1 Speed Jacksonville today. Your top destination for indoor racing.
Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Hacker here for the best weight loss program that I've ever done. And look, 2026 is on the horizon. If it's time for you to drop the weight like it was for me, book your consultation with Awaken 180 right now. Don't wait till all the New Year's resolutions start. You can start when you're ready, but go ahead and talk to the great folks of Awaken 180. As I tell you guys, I lost over 100 pounds. There was no shots. There was no medication. There was no supplements. You follow the great, tremendous coaching you get every week with the great folks of Awaken 180, and the weight falls off. They coach you up. They give you the tools you need to drop the weight that you need to drop. Go to awaken180weightloss.com. That's awaken180weightloss.com, or call 844-346-1800 and get involved with Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
I'm Holt Harrell. I was talking to someone the other day, and they were shocked that some lawyers get more from a case than their own client. After paying bills and costs, if we are supposed to get more than a client, we won't. That's the Harrell and Harrell promise. When we say that we treat our clients like family, we mean it. If you've been in an accident, call us today. 251-1111. Harrell and Harrell. Offices, Jacksonville.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
It's a Nimnick Tuesday on The Frangie Show. Nimnick, your friends in the car business since 1941.
This might be his best song. You know, Authority song has always been my favorite Mellencamp song, but Pink Houses it might be his most beautifully written song about America. It's fantastic. Welcome back to The Frangie Show. Frangie, JJ LaSalle, I'm Hayes Carline. It's portal season, JJ. You guys don't have to worry about that yet because you guys are playing for the national title or a chance to play for the national title, but the portal has been very hot. John Sumrall has been doing some great things in the portal, not just with retention, but really going out and making a bold statement early. And Frank, it's been good to see the Florida coach not waiting 4 weeks for the portal to open before addressing it.
And I'm glad you brought up the Canes. I got a Cane topic coming up that JJ, you're going to be interested in later on, I think, about where this falls in Cane lore, but we'll get to that in a bit. I want to start with the portal. See, let me tell you the perfect example of the portal. So I told you this off the air. So I tell people, don't judge. Fans want to judge immediately. Oh, we lost that guy. It's terrible. Oh, how did we lose this guy? Oh, we don't even care about winning. Oh, why wouldn't we pay him? If they're paying him, why wouldn't we pay him? That's what fans think. And my whole take is wait till it's over. So I tell you this story. So I see and I'm guilty. So last week I see this story that some guy named Evan Noel, who I had no idea who he was, but apparently he's a 5-star kicker that was sitting on the bench behind Trey Smack. Did you know who he was?
No.
I'd never heard him. So this 5-star kicker sitting on the bench behind Trey Smack. And he went in the portal. I'm thinking, well, dude, why'd you go in the portal? Smack's an NFL kicker. He's really good. He's a senior. He's gone. This is your time to shine. That makes no sense. Well, then I say they have some 5-star punter. I don't know his name. So they had a 5-star punter that goes to the portal the same day. And I'm like, what are you doing? The punter's gone too. It was the Michigan guy, Doman, right? So, So the kicker and the punter are both gone. Why are these young guys who've been waiting, these 5-stars who've been waiting their turn, why would they leave? I'll be honest, I thought that. I thought, oh, that's weird. So anyway, well, today you find out that Summerall's bringing his kicker from Tulane, who was 25 of 28 last year and made 4 from north of 50, and his punter, who was 10th in the nation in punting, with him. Well, now that's the story. I'm sure Summerall brought in 5-star guy and said, listen, 5-star guy, we love that you're 5-star guy, and we think you might be a great kicker. But I got a chance to bring in my guy last year who's one of the best kickers in the country, and I'm trying to win now. So I can't play you ahead of the guy I'm bringing with me we're going to – see my point? I would have been the overreacting guy, Hayes. I would have been the guy that said, why are these guys leaving? Well, they were leaving because clearly last week they were told, right? I think the same thing with Trey Wilson. Trey Wilson's a good player. But I think they brought him in and said, listen, bro.
Same thing with Lagway.
Yeah, correct. Well, like Trey Wilson, we're paying Dallas Wilson. We're paying Vernell Brown. We can't pay everybody. We wish you well. Lagway, DJ, we think you need. So I think just about everybody that left, for the most part, is getting money. Aaron Gates is a good player. Okay, Aaron Gates was the nickel. I thought he was a better player than Sharif Denson, even though he's a Jacksonville guy. I thought Gates had a chance. Played that really good game against Georgia. Then got hurt a few times. I thought he was a really good player. Well, so he went to the portal, and I was like, why did he go to the portal? He's a pretty good player. And then I saw today he signed with Kentucky. Well, with all due respect to Big Blue Nation, God bless you, Big Blue Nation, but if he left Florida to go to Kentucky, it's because he probably went in to Dave Caldwell and John Sumrall and said, what do you got? And they probably said, I got $150,000. And Kentucky said, I got $400,000, and he's going to Kentucky. That's the bottom line. So I guess my point is, wait till it's all over, see who left and who came, and then you decide whether or not your team did well or not.
Well, and now it's also become like you don't necessarily have to panic immediately if a player that you really like goes into the portal, because you're seeing, players go into the portal and then end up re-signing with the school that they were already at. And you may see that again tonight. Florida, there's optimism that Jaden Woods is going to go back to Florida.
Right, like Jaden Baugh did today.
Correct, but Baugh never actually got in the portal.
Well, that's true. That's true.
But Woods is.
Yeah, good point.
I mean, Woods is in the portal.
And visited, you're right.
Yeah, and so, it's the whole thing is just, I mean, it's unprecedented. We've never dealt with this. With each year, it's going to become, I think this is going to be probably one of the biggest shocks to the system off seasons that we deal with as college football fans, because next year we'll be sort of ready for 80% of all these rosters for those players to enter the portal, and the chips will fall where they may. But if you're a diehard NFL fan, you're used to this system. You're just not used to seeing it in college. But it's the exact same thing, that happens in NFL free agency. You just don't have the volume. I mean, in NFL free agency, you only have, maybe 15% of players that are really free agents, whereas in this system, everybody is. It's just a question of, do they want to exercise their right to become a free agent?
Yeah, by the way, for one final portal note, if you were wondering about DJ Lagway to Florida State, today they got Ashton Daniels, the Auburn quarterback, who I'm not sure is very good, but they got him. But there's no way
His numbers are just ghastly.
Well, there's no way Lagway's going there. There's no way Daniels is going there if he thinks Lagway's coming, and vice versa. So I would think that would take them out of the Lagway sweepstakes, wouldn't you think?
I would think. I was shocked when I saw that this guy was at Stanford for 3 years. He was at Auburn this past year. And in his career, 4 years in college, he's thrown 24 touchdowns with 22 interceptions.
Yeah, but in the fact,
and this is a guy that's supposed to excite your fan base that's already beyond livid at how you've handled Mike Norvell. I don't know what's going to happen.
Lagway must have said no.
Yeah. Well,
even though Gus told him he's like Cam Newton. I love that headline. I saw 8 times over the last day. Listen, Gus said he compared him to Cam Newton. He loved that. Lagway loved that.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's going to sell him. Guys.
And maybe you're right. Maybe Lagway said no, but again, Ashton Daniels.
That's a tough pivot.
Yeah,
they shouldn't have even taken Lagway.
Yeah,
but I can kind of understand that you're buying into a potential there because he's such a gifted athlete,
and he beat you twice.
Great point.
Yeah,
but for this to be the pivot now, maybe Daniels is
he's better, right?
Or maybe it's Daniels is coming in on number 2 quarterback money, and they're still looking for the clear-cut starter.
But I wouldn't imagine.
But if this is just, if the plan is Ashton Daniels is the quarterback,
and I would
get a new plan.
And I would not imagine that Ashton Daniels says yes if there's any chance DJ Lagway's coming.
I would agree.
We'll take a break. Headlines are next. Stay with us.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
With a division title and a postseason game at the bank.
So many people contributed to this. So many.
It's playoff football in Duval.
This is a special group.
Jaguars, Bills.
This work's just getting started now, man.
Sunday at 1 on Duval's home of the Jaguars. 1010 XL.
There's a 3, 1, 2, 3.
When you're a little kid on the playground, they tell you don't hit back. Well, the courtroom isn't a playground. And if you've suffered an injury or death in your family, I'm here to tell you it's okay to hit back and fight to make them pay. I'm attorney Brett Hastings, and at Hastings Injury Law, we understand all the pain and emotion that comes with being wrong. And we've dedicated our lives to making things right for people like you. So if you get hit back with Hastings Injury Law. Offices, Jacksonville.
You like winning? This is former Jaguar linebacker Tom McManus, and I'm excited to introduce you to J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling of Greater Jacksonville. If you're a property manager, contractor, builder, realtor, or homeowner, get that feeling of success with less stress. I've used them. My friends have used them. So get your free junk removal and hauling estimate today. Now, I call that a win. Veteran-owned and operated J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling. Call 506-1256. We haul it all.
XL Prime Time is back where they belong.
Wait a minute, I know where that is.
Lunch is on Josie, Matt Hayes, and Leon.
You could lay a little barbecue on us?
From the big #1 Duval Ford Studios.
But somebody else is going to have to cook it.
Noon to 2 weekdays on 1010XL.
Jeff Lagerman for Napa Auto Care Centers. This football season, make sure your ride can get to that tailgate or travel to the away game safely and dependably. You can trust the ASE certified professionals at any one of the 29 independently owned Napa Auto Care Centers and the quality Napa parts they use. Napa Auto Care Centers can handle everything: oil changes, air conditioning, brakes, engines, transmissions. Napa Auto Care Centers offers a nationwide 24-month, 24,000-mile peace of mind warranty on most repairs. Find one near you at jacksnapaautocare.com.
Finding the right plumber to reline your cast iron pipes doesn't have to be a stressful experience. When you hire Superior Plumbing and Pipelining, you can rest assured you're getting the best in the industry. At Superior Plumbing and Pipelining, we're so confident in our work that we encourage you to get multiple estimates. Look at each company's reviews and check the scope of their pipelining work to make sure it's what you're expecting. But at the end of the day, make the superior choice. Superior Plumbing and Pipelining. Request a free estimate at superiorplumbingjax.com.
Mike Dempsey for Apex Roofing and Contracting of Jacksonville Beach. If your roof's got any damage, if it leaks, if it's just old and ugly, call my friends at Apex Roofing. But Mike, roofs are so expensive. It's true, quality roofing is not cheap, but Apex Roofing has up to 100% financing available, so you don't have to compromise quality for budget. Apex Roofing, no shortcuts, no stress, just quality work with financing available. Reach for the peak with Apex Roofing and Contracting in Jacksonville Beach. ApexRoofingFL.com.
Hi, this is Dave Barker with IHRS. Are you frustrated with those trendy pills, drops, and lotions that claim to make your hair thicker and fuller? Are you taking weight loss drugs or medication that's making your hair fall out? Whether you're frustrated with results from treatments that just don't work, or you no longer have the fuller, thicker hair that you once had, there's a better way. Our hair restoration solutions have helped literally over 10,000 men and women restore their hair in as little as 2 office visits.
Ready to grow your hair back and have permanent, natural, and guaranteed results? For your confidential consultation, call 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Or go to hairforme.com. That's hairforme.com.
Mark Watson here to tell you a little bit about hardballcreative.com. It's your online promo haven with thousands of ideas on how to promote your company. We're open 24/7, 365.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
Keep your ball out of the rough with the Edwin Watts Golf Hour. Get great golf tips from the experts every Saturday morning at 10. The Edwin Watts Golf Hour on 1010XL. 1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Gather round. It's Hayes' Headlines, presented by Harrell and Harrell. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Hear all about it. Here's Hayes Carline.
Welcome back to the Frangie Show. Frank Frangie is here, as is JJ LaSilva. I am Hayes Carline. Thank you to our friends at Harrell and Harrell. Got to have lunch with my buddy Holt today. We had a wonderful time. Doing great. Getting ready to celebrate his birthday.
Did he tell you to bring the heat today?
He did. He did.
Okay.
So I will do my best.
Right now?
You guys deserve me to bring the heat.
Hey, Holt, if you're listening right now, I'll make sure he brings the heat because he's about a 50-50 guy. I'm gonna get the heat in this one.
Absolutely. So So thank you to our friends at Harrell and Harrell. Give them a call at 251-1111. Let's start with the Bills coming to play the Jaguars wild card round Sunday at 1:00 here in Jacksonville. Let's talk about the quarterback matchup, Josh Allen versus Trevor Lawrence. If Trevor Lawrence gets this win, does it elevate him to a spot where now, even if he has a shaky couple of games, the world perceives him as a good quarterback if he can get this one on Sunday?
No question, because of what he's done leading up to it. It wouldn't look as like a fluke or an outlier because he's now built the credibility leading up to the game. So now people are thinking maybe he is really good. And then if he outplays Josh, again, I won't go through them all, but I gave you the comparison. Trevor is passing and running. He's could accounted for 43-66. Josh Allen 42-47, about 100 yards difference. Total touchdowns, Josh Allen 39 passing and running, Trevor 38 passing and running. Their numbers are the same. They're built the same. They're tall, they're athletic, they're angular. Josh is just older and has done it more. But other than that, yes, this will be, he's had the coming out party. This will be the confirmation party in my mind. It really will.
We always like to look back, sometimes
back in time
in headlines, and we are going to do that right now because a year ago today, this happened.
Because I don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater, okay? We have a lot of things that are working that can always be improved and will improve. And there are other things that are not working that need to be fixed. So, the coaching, that is an area that, we need to fix now. But certainly over the last few years, we built a football administration and, a lot of things are working well there.
If you had told me 1 year ago, after we signed off of the worst Zoom call I have ever been a part of, Shad Khan and Trent Baalke meeting with reporters at the end of the season to recap everything, and Shad Khan giving us the reasons why Trent Baalke was staying on as GM. If you told me that 1 year later they'd be 13-4 and with I think a healthy expectation that they will make a deep run in this tournament, remarkable. It would have been unthinkable. Hard to believe that Zoom a year ago today.
And I will give Shad Khan credit. He got it wrong with Trent Baalke that day. He never vacillated. He realized after making a few calls around, including probably trying to recruit a coach, that he got it wrong, and he pivoted immediately and got it so very right. You know that? So yeah, that was the day they got it wrong. Shortly thereafter, they got it right, and look at the results.
Yeah, and I don't think we'll have any more of those Zooms where we're all left wondering what's going on here for hopefully a very, very long time. Shad Khan, bravo, absolutely fantastic what he has built here with Baselli, Cohen, and James Gladstone. Let's get it to around the NFL. Washington parting ways with offensive coordinator Cliff Kingsbury. This surprised me. He is a talented offensive mind. And Jay Daniels was hurt all year.
Yeah, there's something up there. Dan Quinn's a smart guy. There must be something in the communication. Something went wrong along the way. I got a hunch that in this offensive age where offensive play calling is all the rage, maybe it always was, but people talk about it now more, that Cliff Kingsbury won't be out of work long.
Yeah, I wouldn't think either. Dallas Cowboys have fired defensive coordinator Matt Eberflus. He was just there the 1 year. And really, if Dallas had even just been somewhat average, they might have been able to get into the playoffs. The offense was very explosive. Of course, trading Micah Parsons didn't help them.
I'm sure that's what Matt Eberflus said. Said, thank you for the time. You're going to fire me after you got rid of Micah Parsons, maybe the best defensive player in the league. Here we're going to trade the best defensive player in the league, and then fire our one-year coordinator.
Absolutely. Let's get to college football. This was a story that Holt Harrell was amped about. Jaden Baugh staying at Florida, the talented running back, rushed for 1,170 yards and 8 touchdowns last season and will be the centerpiece to John Summerall's first team in Gainesville.
Might be the best back in the country. And I don't know enough of the other backs to say that definitively. That'd be a silly comment when you don't know who somebody else has. But he is certainly going to be regarded as one of the top 2 or 3 best returning backs in the country. If they have a preseason All-American type thing, he'll be on it. On that preseason All-SEC team that they do have, because we vote on it at the meetings, he'll be on it. So I don't think there's any question that this is a gigantic day. It's a shame when someone not leaving is news, but it is. And Baugh staying is a big, big, big thing for Florida. There's no getting around it.
Frank, you just pointed this out during the break. Florida gets a big-time commitment from talented defensive tackle Emmanuel Adebayo. Jacksonville State last year, but A&M was in the mix on this one.
He visited Florida, immediately left Florida, went to College Station, tweeted out a bunch of A&M stuff, and I said, listen, if you're following the portal, you know the oil money's winning. When oil is over $60 a barrel, then all those guys are stupid rich, and that's why Texas Tech and Texas and A&M are getting all the players. So what encourages me is Texas went all in on Baugh, Florida kept him. I know that A&M was all in on this dude, and Florida got him. A&M, I can tell you, was all in on Dallas Wilson, and Florida kept him. So somehow, some way, give Florida credit, Dave Caldwell credit, and John Sumrall credit. And you know what? Hugh Hathcock and Gary Condren and all the money guys credit, because they fought off that Texas money for 3. This guy's a good player. This guy might be the best player they've got coming in that they didn't keep. I didn't think they were getting him. When they lost Borreau, maybe that's why they lost him. This is a 6'7". I was thinking he was an edge, but he's not. He's a tackle, 6'7", 300+. This is a big day for Florida.
Absolutely. Florida State takes quarterback Ashton Daniels. 4 years of college for Daniels, 3 at Stanford, and last season at Auburn. He has thrown 24 touchdowns and 22 interceptions in his career.
Yeah, and I would say, again, Florida State, listen, they got to do something there. I didn't see Ashton Daniels play a lot, but in my mind, it probably closes the book on Lagway. I don't think Lagway and Daniels, remember, this is Daniels' last year now. I can't imagine, it's his 5th year. I can't imagine Lagway and Daniels would have agreed to go to the same place. It's different when Tramel Jones and
Aaron Philo,
they're both young players and both believe they can win the job. And if one of them doesn't, they got a bunch of years left, they go to another school. That's not the case with Daniels, and probably not Lagway. So I can't imagine that Lagway and Daniels would go to the same place. I think that probably closes the book on Lagway to FSU.
Let's get to college basketball. The Gators host Georgia tonight. Who do you like?
I think the Gators will win, but I think it'll be hairy. I think Georgia's legitimately good. Of the 334 or however many teams you told me there were yesterday, they lead the nation in scoring. I think Mike White's a better coach than other people think he is. I don't think he's as good a coach as Todd Golden, though. And I think Florida will win somehow. I think Florida's front court. Florida's not as bad as these narrow losses have made us worry that they are. They're not quite as good as we'd hoped they would be, but they haven't lost one in that arena yet. Okay, they've lost everywhere else. They get to play 9 home games in that Southeastern Conference. It starts with tonight. I think it's a good game, but I think Florida's going to beat it. What do you think?
I do. I like Florida. I actually think Florida comfortable. I'll say Florida wins by 14.
Oh, that would surprise me. I think Georgia's pretty good, but I think Florida will beat them.
All right, let's get you out with today's musical nugget of the day. Hey, if you saw Boston at the Jacksonville Coliseum in 1979, early 1979, you saw that show 47 years ago tonight. How about that? Great band. This is More Than a Feeling.
You called this one time a perfect song, a perfect rock song. It really is. It hits everything. Yeah. This is a great song. Still one of the greatest albums, the first Boston album, and this is the lead cut. One of the greatest albums I've ever heard. Well done as always.
Thank you.
Hour 2 is next. We're going to talk some Canes football. We're going to talk with Bucky Brooks about the Jags and the Bills. We got a lot more to do. This is 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
What could Jacksonville do better? Find out from one of our best ever as David Garrard joins Mike and Fat Tony on Jaguars Today. Monday from 10 to noon. Restored by Resto Pros of Northeast Florida on 1010XL.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
This is Jeff Middlecoff with Cogent Bank. My associate Ryan Salem and I joined Cogent Bank because we wanted to revolutionize the mortgage business, just like Cogent Bank has revolutionized the banking business. So Ryan Salem and I are able to leverage the power and stability of Cogent Bank to go out and find our clients the best investors, the best products, and the best rates in the entire country for your particular mortgage loan. Of course, you don't have to be a customer at Cogent Bank to take advantage of our mortgage services to buy or refinance your home. We offer jumbo loans, VA, FHA, conventional, and investment loans. At Cogent Bank, we offer mortgages nationwide, so we can help you with a second home or help a family member who lives or is moving to another state. Call Ryan Salem or myself, Jeff Middlecoff, at Cogent Bank today, 904-442-9191, to see how we can help you with any of your mortgage loan needs, whatever or wherever they may be.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, Cogent Bank, NMLS ID 402296, Ryan Salem, NMLS ID 1182429, Jeff Middlecoff, NMLS ID 249086.
Helmets and Heels calls on Jags former middle linebacker Tom McManus to elevate your afternoon.
He's the best. Guys got it all.
Catch the pros' point of view afternoons 2 to 4 on 1010XL. Fought for you by Green Law Group, for the injured, fighting for you.
It's January. You turn on the hot water, expecting steam, and you get let down. That's usually a sign your tankless water heater is loaded with mineral buildup, slowing it down and wearing it out before it's time. So Duck Duck Rooter is kicking the new year off strong with a Start Fresh Tankless Flush. Their experienced technicians flush and clean your tankless system, restoring performance and getting you back in the game. Right now, get your tankless water heater flushed and cleaned for just $99, 904-862-6769 or duckduckrooter.com.
The flagship station of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
It's the Happy Renewal Year sale at Renewal by Anderson. Buy one, get one, 40% off replacement windows and patio doors. Plus, 0 down, no payments, and no interest for 12 months. But this offer expires January 31st. Renewal by Anderson, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation.
License number CGC 1527613.
You'll always feel good when you send someone a Kuhn Flowers floral or plant arrangement. This is JJ with 1010XL. No matter what the reason, Kuhn Flowers has always come through for me. Order online at KuhnFlowers.com.
Truth Teller here, and I've solved all of your holiday problems and stress. A gift card from the Blue Crab Crab House. Get this, you buy a $50 gift card, and you get an additional $15 card for free. It's that simple, and as always at the Blue Crab Crab House, the best crabs in Jacksonville, oysters, and seafood, period. Blue Crab Crab House, open every day except for Monday, off of San Jose on Jewington Creek Road.
It's a new year, and Aleve is here to help you keep your New Year's resolutions on track. Whether it's a daily walk, hitting the gym, or spending more time with friends and family, Aleve's got your back. With up to 12 hours of body pain relief per dose, Aleve keeps you moving with long-lasting body pain relief so you can chase those dreams and achieve your goals. Don't let body pain slow you down. Keep going with Aleve, because this year is your year. Try Aleve. Use as directed for minor aches and pains.
Northeast Florida's highest-rated residential home electrical contractor is American Electrical, providing unsurpassed quality in Duval, St. Johns, Clay, and Nassau counties. No matter your electrical problem or project, large or small, American Electrical will get it done at a price that's right. High-quality electrician, that's who they are. Trusted company that's been on the First Coast for decades, proudly serving the community while being a big part of the community. Call American Electrical for all your electric needs at 737-7770. Wired right at a fair price.
I'm Max Fink with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. Huge news for the Florida Gators as their star running back Jaden Ball has announced that he will be returning to the University of Florida for the 2026 season. Ball was one of the most sought-after names in all of college football and was being heavily recruited to schools like Texas. Retaining Ball is a huge get for Coach John Summerall and his staff. It's 70 degrees at 5 o'clock time and temp, brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farrah doesn't flinch.
It's a Nimnick Tuesday on The Frangie Show. Nimnick, your friends in the car business since 1941.
In 1983, the Florida Gators, JJ, walloped Miami to start the game. They had a quarterback named Bernie Kosar. I can remember I was at the game. Wilbur Marshall, I'm not making this up, bounced him off the goalpost. Kosar was literally in the end zone. Do you remember? You
I don't.
bounced him off the goalpost. Florida won the game 28-3. Just demolished Miami. Okay, all Miami did after that was win the rest of them and win their first national championship. And I remember then Miami, JJ, was sort of an upstart, right? Jim Kelly had been there the year before, and they were close. But then Kelly graduated, and they thought, okay, Kelly's gone. They don't have anything. They got a couple quarterbacks. Vinny Testaverde was there but didn't win the job. They had a few other guys. But this guy, Kozar, who's wearing number 20, looked goofy as heck, won the job and won a national title, okay? They won it's sort of an upstart underdog. Can you believe that happened?
Yeah, because the next year they didn't do great either.
They weren't great the next year.
Like Jimmy's first year.
Right. So they weren't great. The next couple years they weren't great. Okay. But they won it as an upstart. Ever since then, the 4 that followed, they were a dominant, we're better than you, we're going to beat your ass team.
87, 89, 91, and 2001.
And 01. They were just you didn't want to play them. Nobody was afraid of Miami in 83. They just came out of nowhere and beat them. So they were an underdog. Fast forward to 2025 or the 26 playoffs for the 25 season. In a weird sort of way, they're kind of an underdog. Now, they're way too good for that, and they're playing the ultimate underdog, so it's underdog versus underdog, and whoever wins this game will be, I don't know how you give me the underdog when you're playing Indiana, but so let me ask you, JJ, I've been thinking about this all day. I've had it written down for the show today. Where would this one rank? Or do you have to wait till it's over to decide that? Yeah. Let's assume they win.
Yeah, okay. Well, okay.
But I mean, if they win the title, it doesn't matter if they don't win the title because they have 5 that did. But I'm saying if they become Team 6 to win the title, I wonder where that will rank with Hurricane people.
Well, having 2 losses, it's not going to be up there as one of the best. It's not going to be anywhere close to 87 or 2000. Like, those teams they were so stacked, and they have so many NFL stars. You're just not going to have that in this team with the portal and the way everything was. But the gauntlet that they would have had to go through in the playoffs is nothing like anybody in those past teams ever had. So maybe the road to winning the national title will be the most difficult in the history of Miami football, but it's not even top 3 or 4 best teams of all time.
So in 91, they win it, and they're undefeated. Okay. And Toretta tells a great story. So in 92, they're undefeated again in the regular season. Toretta wins the Heisman Trophy. And I don't know if you've heard me tell the story or not, JJ. I've told it enough. So Geno, they now haven't lost in 2 years. They win the national title undefeated in 91. They go through 92, and they blow everybody out. So they're watching tape, and he said they got a little cocky. They got a little bit full of themselves. And they're watching tape of Copeland and Curry, the 2 Alabama defensive ends, the 2 great players. And Geno said, Frank, I'm like the bald trainer for Apollo Creed. Remember when Apollo's watching, the Apollo's doing all the TV stuff.
Yeah, and then Duke is.
Yeah, and he's watching highlights of Rocky, and he goes, Champ, I don't know.
You need to come watch this.
Champ, you need. Well, yeah. Geno said he's kind of like that. He said, I don't know if we can block these guys. And he went, I think Don Werner might have been the offensive line coach then. He went to the line coach, and he said, and Dennis Erickson was the head coach. He goes, Coach, we might want to chip and leave a tight end in. And he kind of, the feeling was, we don't ever chip. We don't ever leave a tight end in. We block them straight up. Well, the rest is history. Miami never blocked them, and Alabama blew them out. So that was almost the beginning, JJ, of Miami no longer having better players than everybody.
Yeah.
And it took 20 years before they did again, or 10 years before they did again. And so
that was the Sugar Bowl, right?
Yes.
The Fiesta Bowl was Penn State.
That's correct.
Which, by the way, Miami never has won the Fiesta Bowl. That's where they play on Thursday, including the national championship against Ohio State. Some very bad historical memories for Canes fans.
I really wonder if because Miami might win the national title now. They may have the best team now.
Yeah, if they go on and win it all, let's come back and talk about this afterwards.
Your point's right about the 2 losses. I agree with that. But I'm not saying compared to who was better.
Okay.
I'm talking about how they grab your heart, how you love them. You know what I mean? I can the Florida basketball team in '94 didn't win the national championship. The Craig Brown, Dan Cross team is still probably my favorite team. You know, I just loved that team. I covered them, and I got to know them. So I got to believe if this team wins it, boy, this team will be deep in the hearts of Miami fans.
And they're super likable. Like you said, the coaching – I mean, having Mario there as a coach is awesome. You know, a guy from Miami that absolutely loves the U. You know, Miami's been a place with these mercenary coaches forever. You know, like Schnellenberger won the national title and left. Jimmy wins, goes to the Cowboys. Erickson was like the substitute teacher, as Leon likes to say. You know, Butch, one of the most famous, or in my generation, one of the most beloved coaches in Miami lore, didn't even win the title there. Like, no one cares about Larry Coker. So for Mario to be there, this would be like, it would be like Jimmy winning it almost again. Like someone super beloved by everybody. And from where the program was when he started it, I mean, his first year, they lost to Middle Tennessee State at home. They got killed.
I know. That's a great point.
Like, the way he's turned it around makes the team super lovable. You got the only difference, though, is back then, you saw these guys since they were freshmen. They sat on the bench.
That's right.
Now with the portal, it's like our secondary, we bought all these guys last offseason.
Right.
You know, there's only one guy, O.J. Frederick, that's been there the whole time. The offense a little bit different, and the defensive line a little bit different. But with the portal, it's, I guess the teams are a little less lovable. You don't see these guys for 4 years.
Yeah, exactly right. So, but anyway.
But I mean, this gauntlet they've been going on might be the most difficult any Miami team had to go through to win a title.
And they run right through every one of them. They certainly have. We'll take a break. Let's talk Jaguars football. Bucky Brooks joins me after this. Stay with us.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Some people just can't get enough football.
Could we cut to the chase?
It's the Terminix Kickoff Show, live from Tailgaters Parking, 5 hours before kickoff. Presented by Campione Law and American Electrical Contracting on 1010XL.
Know when it's time to get hurt, lost wages, injuries that not only hurt but hinder our success. If you're in this position due to the negligence of another, you deserve to be paid. Hey, this is Tom McManus. Injuries suck, so check out Morgan & Morgan. They're the largest personal injury law firm in the country. 100 offices, over 1,000 lawyers, with enough firepower to handle any and all personal injury cases. And they make filing a claim easy, and they don't get paid unless you do. Morgan & Morgan, for the people. Visit forthepeople.com or hit Pound Law from your cell. Pound Law, that's all.
Bueller.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, pal, is that a turtleneck? Can't you feel it, Jason? There's a chill in the air, a definite nip. I mean, it is January. In Jacksonville, Jason. I didn't come here for cold. Well, I wouldn't call this. Cold weather gives me the sniffles. Sniffles turns to pneumonia. Suddenly, I'm in a hospital bed with a tube down my throat because Florida didn't get the memo about ignoring winter. So, switch over to heat. What if my system can't remember how to heat? Dude, put on these sunglasses. Whoa. Bueller Air and Plumbing can make sure your system is ready to switch from cooling to heat. We'll clean your heating coil to get rid of that burning dust smell and make sure you have the coolant pressure to keep your heat pump pumping out the heat. I had no idea these sunglasses worked in the winter.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
It's about the hunt.
Captain Kevin Favor here with Captain Kirk and Jeff Loggeman. We take you from the water to the woods.
On the Nimnit Outdoors Show. Presented by Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic and Air Conditioning.
Let's go to the woods, y'all.
Saturday mornings from 7 to 10 on 1010XL.
For over 55 years, Green Acres Sporting Goods has proudly served Jacksonville from the corner of Normandy and Hammond Boulevard. From archery to hunting and fishing, they've got the gear, service, and know-how to get you outdoor ready. Stop by their full-service archery pro shop and check out their wide selection of firearms. And while you're there, sign up for their weekly concealed weapon classes. You can find it all at greenacresporting.com.
Your home is your sanctuary where memories are made. Jack's homeowners trust Superior Fence and Rail to make their home feel safe, secure, and complete. Imagine a classic wood fence for privacy, sturdy aluminum to protect your pets, or a modern vinyl design that boosts curb appeal. Every fence is built with precision and pride, standing strong in every season.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
I'm Holt Harrell with Harrell & Harrell. Choosing a law firm after an accident is an important decision. So how do you decide? With so many messages on air, I know it can all sound the same. At Harrell & Harrell, we believe what sets us apart is our commitment to you. When you've been injured in an accident, you need help from someone you know, someone you can trust. Harrell & Harrell. A name you know. A name you trust. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Offices, Jacksonville.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
The buck stops here. Time now for Bucky Brooks, brought to you by Coyle & Sons, Jacksonville's commercial fence specialist, on The Frangie Show.
We appreciate our friends from Coyle & Sons. You call them at 904-356-4821 or CoyleJacks.com. The best fencers in town. They're out there at our Breakin' Baseball Complex, redoing all the fencing right now. Commercial fencing, residential fencing. They do it all. They're really good folks, too. And, boy, they big Jaguar fans. Eric, the owner, I promise you, he can't wait to go to all those Jags games. So, fun time, certainly, for our friends from Coyle & Sons Fencing. Bucky Brooks joins us now. Bucky, these are exciting times, man. This is a good football team. This isn't a fluke. This isn't a couple balls bounced right. The Jaguars are as good as any football team in the league. I know I'm a homer, but doesn't it kind of feel that way?
It really does, Frank. And, you know, the great thing, because we've watched it, obviously, like we've seen it happen firsthand, to see the team go from what they were last year, 4-13, to being 13-4, and the way they're playing. Dominating bad opponents, like not messing around. The Tennessee Titans weren't a good team. They got them up out the paint real quick. And the way that they play for one another, I think we can talk about all the stuff on the field, but that moment in the locker room when Jarian Jones presents Trevor Lawrence with the grill, like, it is one of those things that it's a connectivity that you have to be able to know in those moments that, hey, man, I want to make sure that everyone recognizes that 16 is one of us. To me, that symbolizes the connectivity of the team. And that's really, we can talk about the X's and O's, but that's really why this team has made a major jump this season.
You have always said this, and when we do our pregame stuff, you and Jeff and I, and you and I have even talked offline about this, that there's something special about it. And this is going to be so cliche. This can sound like coach speaks. I'm not trying to, but you'll see where I'm going with this. There's something about teams that don't get distracted, that keep the main thing the main thing. I know the phrase is it's all about us. Don't worry about who you're playing. Don't worry about what people are saying. And those are a bunch of cliches. I know that. But my point is, they really are good at that, aren't they? They block out that outside noise. They play the same all the time. Why is it like that? How have they been able to capture it? Because you're the one that talks about that the most, and I think you're dead on. How have they been able to capture that, Bucky?
It starts from the top down. It starts from the top down. Like, we've talked about the importance of, like, championship programs, championship organizations. They have alignment from top down. So when you hear Tony and James Gladstone go on the segment each week and talk about this is the most important game in franchise history because it's the next one, and Liam talked about, like, hey, the goal is to go 1-0 each week. We need to focus on next play mentality. And the players begin to echo those same sentiments, like, hey, it's our process. We need to prepare, focus, do the things that we can do throughout the week to be ready on Sunday. And whatever happens on Sunday, we can live with the results if we've done all the things leading up to it the right way. Well, they are locked in. I find myself even doing those things. Like, Frank, I know it's the playoffs, but I'm like, hey, don't deviate from the way that you prepare, because you and I and Jeff, we want to make sure that we have the best broadcast between us and the Bills. But everyone is buying into that stuff and not being distracted by the outside noise of what the naysayers or the national media is saying, but really locked in to what it is that they can control. Attitude and effort, preparation, process, all those things are controllable, and they've really focused on that, and it's been really good for them.
So let's get to the Bills now. They're very good. They have one of the best quarterbacks in the league. He's the reigning MVP. What makes him so good, and how do you defend him, and what are the keys to beating the Buffalo Bills?
Well, he's a great player. He's an outstanding player. He's reigning MVP. He has an uncanny ability to do the most with the least. You could say that they've stripped down some of the things around him on offense the last couple of years, and he has been as productive as he's always been without having, like, a marquee weapon on the perimeter. He has a Pro Bowl running back in James Cook, and I would say that James Cook and him are probably the two blue chippers on their team. You know, him, maybe you could throw Deion Dawkins in there, but this is a team of really good players. He's the great player. He is the one that is the force multiplier, because when he plays at that superhero level, it's very hard to beat them. But it's a team that also has turned the ball over a ton. They turned the ball over a lot. They give you opportunities in games to take it away and to make things happen. And so, to me, I think it's a really good matchup for the Jags. But the Jags are going to have to bring their A game. And when I say they bring their A game, I'm not saying that they got to play above their skis, but they have to play very, very well to win the game. That's what the playoffs are about. You're playing a good team, so you got to make sure you do the things that you normally do well. You got to do them very well in these games to win. But, look, to me, if you ask me, looking on paper, man, this is a game that the Jags should win. The Jags are a better team. The Jags have played really good teams on their schedule. And so this will not be a task that they see as a daunting task. Good team, play well, execute, and they'll move on to the next round.
Yeah, I get the same feeling. I'm confident. I will tell you this. It's weird, isn't it? I was really confident when they went to Denver, and I said this on our show all week long with Hayes. I was nervous when they went to Indianapolis. Yeah, I don't know why. Phillip Rivers, just all the stuff. I was confident last week because the Titans aren't very good. I'm in between now. I'm confident. It's a hard game. The Bills are good, but I've got a weird feeling of confidence. Maybe it's because of everything you just said, but this is going to be a hard game. I think it's the hardest game of the postseason they'll play until the Super Bowl if they get to the Super Bowl. But I'm confident. Maybe we've just seen it so much. Is that probably what it is? We've just seen this success so much we now believe it, right?
Well, one, we're going.
Yeah.
We're going to the show. Like I told you that, like from midway through, I feel like this team has the ability to go, and I think we're going, but we're not going to get too far ahead of it.
Yeah.
Two, there's always the anxiety when you start the postseason because it's different. And the difference in these games, there's a finality to the season at the end. Either you advance or you go pack up your stuff and you go home. So, in talking to Liam, and I talked to him about getting the team ready to play for the playoffs, and one of the things that we talked about, the difference in the playoffs and the regular season, faster, more physical, consequences are more dire. So there's an urgency that comes with these games that's a little different than the regular season. The only thing for our team is because we have so many young guys that will be making their playoff debut, how quickly can you acclimate to the different atmosphere? Not the crowd, but the increased intensity and urgency in those things. It takes a while for you to settle in, but once you get settled in, you can do it. Now, the good thing is some of our players, Trevor and Josh Hines Allen or whatever, they can go back and lean on 2022
right,
and how that game started. And like, hey, 60-minute game is long. So it doesn't quite matter how you start. It's how you finish. But our young guys have to be ready for that environment because it's different than anything that they played.
And that's a great point. No matter how many people will tell you it's the same, it's a 60-minute game, the field's the same size, it's not the same. You and I have been around it. You played. I've called enough games of this significance at both college and pro level. It's not the same, man. You feel different. You don't want your body to be more nervous, right, Bucky? You don't want your body to be different, but it is, isn't it? I think managing that is a gigantic part of that. And don't you sense that Liam Cohen is about as good as he's about as well positioned as anybody to manage that with these guys, right?
When I asked him about it directly, he said, look, it's going to be a little bit of an education. Some of our players that have played in these games, because we had a lot of guys that have played in playoff games, they'll have to talk to the team and kind of let them know what they're facing. Then we'll have to show the team what it's like to play in the postseason. So I'm sure he'll pull up some clips, some video to let the guys kind of get a feel for what it is, and then he'll talk to them. But I'm going to say this, Frank, and it's one of the things that I do miss about playing ball. There is nothing like the games that we're about to see the next 3 or 4 weeks. There's nothing like being the gladiator in the arena when all eyes are watching. You're on the national stage. The consequences are serious because it's win or go home. There's nothing like it. I would say that this game on Sunday will be like a Monday night game times 10. Like the energy that the bank has when the Kansas City Chiefs came to town, it'd be that on 10. It'd be that on steroids. And so you just got to be able to control it. But, man, the competitor in you, everybody gets excited about these moments because at this point, everybody has the same paycheck, Frank. Like, the paychecks are the same. The only thing right now you're playing for are rings and respect. And so this is what makes it exciting because, like, it's competition at its purest. And so you love being able to see, look, my team is good, your team is good, let's see who's the best team.
Well, you're right. You're right. Look, we're 3,000 miles apart, and I can hear you jumping out of your skin just saying that. I mean, you're getting me fired up about it. Look, you're right. There's no regional TV broadcast anymore, are there? There's no this part of the nation sees this game and this part of the nation sees that. They're all watching now. So I think you're right about that. I'm like you, Buck. I'm very excited, confident in what this team is, and very excited. Let's go around the playoff bracket a little bit. Any surprises? The Texans going to go beat the Steelers? I think they handle them. And I think the Chargers hang around with the Patriots a little bit. What do you think?
No, I'm with you on that. I fully expect the Houston Texans to be one of the teams in the end. We talked about this, not getting too far ahead, but I expect them to be one of the last teams standing in the tournament. That defense is real. They're playing a Pittsburgh team that is vulnerable in terms of matchups and how they match up and how they want to play. So that's good. The Chargers and the Patriots, it'll be a tough game for the Patriots because they don't have what we call a formidable pass rush, and the Chargers are weak at the line of scrimmage on the offensive line. So that gives Justin Herbert an opportunity to run around and make plays and do those things. And then you have the inexperience of some of the Patriots' best players, or just like us, how quickly can they adapt? So that part would be good. You got Denver kind of waiting in the wings, but the way that I look at it, man, I think we're going to take care of business. I think it'll start out like kind of clunky and slow, and then we'll handle it. But I expect the Texans to win. I expect the Patriots to win, and then we're going to see the Broncos. And then whatever it looks like after that, that bracket is going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. But I love the way the Jaguars are playing. I love the fact that we're healthy going into it. And one thing that the Bills are dealing with, like there are a couple of injuries that came out. Maxwell Harrison had an injury in the finale, so he was listening to Sean McDermott's presser. They were talking about him and how he would have matched up on Jacoby Myers. So they don't have them, and they're down on corners. Also, Matthew Prater, the kicker, injuries. They're elevating people from practice squad, signing guys in and out. You know how the kicking game matters. We just saw Baltimore go home and the coach get fired because the guy can't make a kick. Like, those things matter, and Cam Little's hot. So I just kind of like where we are right now.
Final thought about that, and I'm like you. I think the Jags are going to win the game. But final thought about that, I wonder how the pressure that's on the Bills affects this game. Look, the reality is, I know they're not the 1 or 2 seed, but the reality is, with Patrick Mahomes out of the tournament and Lamar Jackson out of the tournament and Joe Burrow out of the tournament, the belief now in Buffalo is, okay, now it's time. Patrick Mahomes, who's been in the way the whole time, is not in the way anymore. We've been this close before. How does that much pressure, because it's real, affect how the Buffalo Bills play?
Yeah, it doesn't really affect the entire team, but it does affect number 17.
Yeah.
Because number 17 is the one that has to deal with it. Like, quarterbacks are judged by wins and rings, and he doesn't have one. And people will say, like, hey, man, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Pat Mahomes, they're out. So this is your time. You're the best quarterback in the tournament on this side of the bracket. You should be able to go get it. That could lend him to maybe try and do too much to kind of put it all on his back. And so, yeah, he has to worry about that kind of pressure. They have to manage those kind of pressure and expectations. But here's the other thing that they got to manage. A team that is always looking for a nugget, right, like a bulletin board nugget to get you going. Frank, you cannot allow Vegas to make you a 1.5 point underdog in the bank.
I know.
You can't have national guys misquoting where we are with the run defense. You can't have national guys not paying attention to what we've done all season and, they haven't played anybody when we played all the top teams. So when we talk about the disrespect, not that it matters emotionally, but, man, there is a little nugget that gets you focused and a little energy that makes you practice. It does matter. And so they got to deal with a team that is going to be ready to play and ready to prove something, and that could be overwhelming for the Buffalo Bills in our state.
And Liam Cohen has been excellent at using every ounce of that. You're exactly right. I mean, he's the best.
He just living for it.
He
like
does.
Catnip. It's like catnip. Like when it came out, he just, hey, I'm not going to say anything, but we know when we release sounds of the game, it will come up in the team meeting and that stuff. But it's catnip. And then we don't have one Pro Bowler.
Yeah.
I mean, you talk about a team I'm going to be fired up. I may kick the pylon when we run out. Like, I might just be out of control. Like, I might be fully frothy and ready to go.
You know what? First of all, if you kick the pylon, I'm just going to make the play-by-play, and I'll make sure it makes sounds of the game, too. So we'll get it all in there. Bucky Brooks, my buddy who does sidelines for us and so much work for NFL Network. I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it. Look forward to seeing you this weekend, Buck. Thanks, buddy.
All right, man. We'll see you.
All right, Bucky Brooks checking in. He's excited. He's got me excited. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go play now. Bucky Brooks talking Jags and Bills. More in a moment. Stay with us.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Live streaming from the XL Digital Studios. Brightened by Harbor Dental Care, Jacksonville's first choice for dental emergencies.
My son had a meniscus surgery a couple years ago. Went smooth as silk, was playing tennis in 2 weeks. This is Patrick Malarkey, and I highly recommend Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. Our son Eric's a Division I collegiate baseball pitcher who is having shoulder pain. We took him to Southeast Orthopedic Specialists and are confident that he's now on the road to recovery. This is Beth Anderson, and we love the care Eric receives at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
All right, folks, our private equity fund just bought another one in Jacksonville.
Love it. Let's make sure the website says locally trusted.
Should we change the number to a Florida area code?
Nah, just pretend we're local.
Meanwhile, Holland Sons Plumbing didn't need a rebrand to stay local. We're family-owned, veteran-operated, and proud to call Jacksonville home. So if you want a plumber who actually lives in your neighborhood, not in a boardroom, call Holland Sons Plumbing. Holland Sons Plumbing. Locally owned, nationally unbothered.
Hi, it's Frank Frangie. You hear my buddies Dan and Jeff talk about that great food at Daly's Dash all the time. Jeff loves that Duval, and Dan loves the Boss. And they're right, both are terrific. But I can tell you they have so many excellent options at Daly's Dash. Salads and flatbreads and tacos and quesadillas, you name it. And of course, those fantastic subs and sandwiches. I just had the Italian sub. It is so good. The thing is, Daly's Dash is really committed to their food and committed to making it perfect for you. Everything is fresh, made to order every time. And there's so many Daly's locations in town, no matter where you are, there's one near you. I love to pop in and grab a sub at lunch, or maybe after a round of golf, or maybe even after calling one of those Jags games. There's never a bad time to stop into Daly's Dash and grab that great food. So head there today. Take it from Dan and Jeff, or take it from me. They say it's nicer here. It really is. And the food is delicious. Head to Daly's Dash today.
This is Hayes Carline from my friend Holt at Harold and Harold. There doesn't seem to be enough time in the day to get everything done. Then you get injured in an accident and you don't know what you're going to do. Let Harold and Harold make it easy for you. Easy on becoming a client. You can just text or email if you want. Easy on finding a doctor and getting through the process. Hopefully you won't need them, but if you're ever injured, call Harold and Harold and make it easy on yourself. Call them at 904-251-1111. That's 251-1111.
Hi, folks. It's Frank Frangie. Did you know that individuals over age 60 have great results on Awaken 180? See how you could drop weight and get off your medications in just 3 months with Awaken 180's Golden Program. Visit awaken180weightloss.com.
Bud Light and everyone at Anheuser-Busch want to remind you to get home safely every time. People are counting on you, on the road and at home. Plan ahead with safe rides, and don't forget to hydrate between beers. Bud Light encourages everyone to enjoy responsibly and socialize safely.
Prosser here for Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. If you've been wanting to upgrade your outdoor living space and just haven't pulled the trigger, you should call the experts at Lifetime Enclosures right now. From glass lanais to screened-in enclosures, Lifetime Enclosures and Flooring is the best in the business. Spring will be here before we know it. So give them a call today and upgrade that area that needs it the most. Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. Showroom just off Phillips Highway. Tell them Prosser sent you.
Here's good advice from your friends here at 1010XL. I'm Frank Frangie. The next time you need to send a gift for a birthday, anniversary, wedding, or just for the fun of it, call the experts at Kuhn Flowers. For over 75 years, Kuhn Flowers does it right.
This is the home of the Florida Gators. Get your Gators hoops on 1010XL. Brought to you by the personal injury attorneys of Farah and Farah, Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville, and Renewal by Anderson, custom windows and doors. 1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Now, the Monahan's golden moment. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, your local family jewelers.
Hi, you just heard the golden moment a moment ago. Bucky Brooks got me all fired up. He talks about being in the arena, playing the ones that really matter. It is different. It is. When you're playing in a game of this magnitude, you don't want to be more nervous. You don't want your blood to curl, but it does. It's a different kind of game, and it's an exciting game, and there won't be an empty seat in that place on Sunday, and we can't wait to get going. So I'm excited about it. I think we're all excited about it. And the golden moment was our friend Bucky Books getting us all fired up about it on the program. We're going to be talking Jags Bills all week. We already have. Do want to remind you, by the way, Friday now, giving away some T-shirts. I think you're going to like them, kind of creative little T-shirts. And while supplies last, so you better get there. You better get there pretty early to get some of those T-shirts. The mayor, Donna Deegan's going to come by and tell us how excited she is about what's going on in Jacksonville. That'll be about 4:30, and we're going to be at a brand new Island Wings location on Beach Boulevard, right in between Kernan and Hodges, just a little bit east of Kernan. On Beach Boulevard, right in front of that Sprouts there, if you know that area. It's a beautiful location. I might have gone in there today to check it out, and it's beautiful. And so Island Wings continues to grow, a brand new, beautiful Island Wing location. We'll be giving away T-shirts and having a big time, and that comes up on Friday's program. So we're certainly excited about headed to Island Wings on Friday. So big time coming up, and we're certainly excited about that. Hey, speaking of football, we'll talk more about that coming up. But there's a basketball game tonight. What is the significance to you of the Florida-Georgia basketball game? Is this must-win for the Gators?
I think it is. I mean, to start 0-2 in league play when you've already had a disappointing non-conference slate, and to your point, to lose at home when you're sort of banking on that being the last bastion of a great season of winning all these SEC games in Gainesville. So, yeah, if you don't get it done tonight against Georgia, and Florida is like a 7.5, 8-point favorite.
I saw it's 10.
Is it 10? Yeah, so even though Florida isn't ranked and Georgia is, Florida is a pretty significant favorite here. So it's not a must win. I mean, in terms of making the tournament, I mean, Florida's 27th in the net ranking. So obviously, they're in good shape to make the field. But I think it's a must win if they're going to have any chance of becoming one of the elite teams this season. And so I think it's more must win than not. At some point, you got to start winning games of consequence. And tonight's the perfect place to start.
Yeah, I will say this. Must win is hard to say when it's game 2 and you play 18 in the league. But now that you're concerned, at least I'm concerned, now that fans are concerned about the lack of shooting, because they can't shoot at all.
Yeah.
That if they once again go 6 of 29 from three-point range and lose a close game because nobody can make a shot, yes, it's a concern. I'll be very interested to see his MO, him being Todd Golden, his MO has been don't change anything, stay the course, don't change your lineup very much. That's who he's been since he got the job. But I got to tell you, Hayes, yeah, I would change something. You got to find shooting. I appreciated what you said yesterday, and I get your point that if you can't make threes, quit shooting them. But I don't think you can win in today's day and age without them. It's almost like a team that can't pass the ball in football. It says, if you can't pass it, screw it, just keep running. Well, you got to pass to win. I think you got to make three-pointers to win. So I don't think you can quit shooting them. So maybe it's Cornelius Ingram more. Maybe it's Klavjar, and you got to protect. You got to hide him defensively more. But I think you got to get shots up. Watching the game last week against Missouri, or on Tuesday night against Missouri, Saturday night against Missouri. I'll get it out, I promise. They didn't know what shots to take. They were tentative. You can tell a good shooting team, catch it, let it fly, catch it, let it fly, catch it, let it fly. Last year's team, buddy, they were letting it fly. There was no debate. There was no hold it. This team will catch it, pass up a good shot to try and penetrate, pass up a good shot to pass it. A lot of times they'll take it, not shoot immediately because they're not sure it's a good shot, and then shoot it out of rhythm. You never make that one. And so the great teams shoot them in rhythm, and this team looks. I'll be very interested today. Again, and I don't know anything about Georgia's team. I know they're 13-1 and they lead the nation in scoring, but also know they played a very soft preseason schedule. So
apparently they give up a lot of points because Vegas thinks this game's supposed to be run and gun. You guys are 92 points is the over/under.
Is that
for
right?
you.
Yeah, I would be very.
Their last game was 100 to 104.
Yeah, right. And so my guess is it's that kind of game. The shooting woes is a real thing. The shooting problem, that's real. That's not manufactured. That's not overreacting from an angry fan base. It's a very real thing. So they've got to find some perimeter offense somehow. But I don't sense he's changing the rotation much. Isaiah Brown looks like he's the 8th guy now. I don't think that's going to change. I'll be interested to see how he plays.
Yeah, I wouldn't think massive lineup changes, but in terms of tweaks, I would say Alex Condon does not shoot another 3 for the rest of the season.
How about the rest of his career?
Let his NBA team, if they want to develop that, let them do that.
How about the rest of his life, even when he's hanging out with his grandkids in the front driveway?
Right, yeah.
Still just layups?
Yeah, I mean, so it's got to start with they've got to get beyond the NBA conversations that he had with some of these guys. With Condon, it was, hey, we're gonna let you come back. We're gonna let you shoot the 3. We're gonna let you display that for the NBA. Well, it's been a disaster, so they've got to get away from it. It's the same thing with Fland and Lee. Whatever conversations about roles and how it would go, you gotta disband that. Now you gotta win. And if these guys don't understand that, then move on and play somebody else. But my guess is they will. They have no leg to stand on. They've been terrible in terms of Fland, at shooting the 3. Lee has picked up his game a little bit, but yeah, and looking at it, I do think that there is something to, if you can defend and you can rebound like Florida. I don't think every team could fall into this. But I think a team that is built like Florida, I would stop shooting the 3. Unless you start seeing indications of guys coming out of it. Because I watched their warm-up coming into the second half of the Vegas game out in Vegas when they were playing Arizona. And it was the worst warm-up to a second half I've ever seen a team have. So now I thought it was just a bad night. And I kind of actually forgot that I think I told you about it after the trip.
You did.
And so I just don't think they can shoot at all. I mean, my guess is in practice, they struggle to shoot. Yeah. And if that's the kind of club that you have, you can get around that, but you got to stop taking them. I mean, look, if you're wide open and you go to shoot it, the defender is going to run at you and leap. So just drive and pass and, make a bunch of 2. Obviously, yes, it puts pressure on you. You got to shoot probably 55% from in the paint and inside the 3-point line to win those kind of games. But I think with the personnel that they have and the size that they have, they can do that. So I would agree. For most teams, you have to shoot the 3 and keep trying to shoot it even if you're struggling. The way this roster is constructed, I would stop shooting it. I mean, I would literally stop shooting the 3, and I would just tell my guys, drive and dish. I think they'd be basically unstoppable.
We'll take a break. Back to wrap the program after this.
The Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
This is Brent Musburger's Visa in Action update on 1010XL. Brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
College football semifinals Thursday night. The Fiesta Bowl in Arizona has the Ole Miss Rebels against the Miami Hurricanes. Miami beating Texas A&M and Ohio State to get to the matchup. Ole Miss took care of Tulane and Georgia. The Hurricanes a 3.5-point favorite, minus 164. The Rebels at plus 138, and the over/under is at 51.5. Friday night, the Peach Bowl in Atlanta. Number 1 Indiana at 14-0, fresh up a Rose Bowl win against Alabama. Will take on Oregon, who shut out Texas Tech in the Orange Bowl. The Hoosiers a 3.5-point favorite, minus 184. Ducks plus 150, over/under at 46.5.
Progressive helping veterans drive their lives forward. More info, keysofprogress.com.
I'm Tony Desiri with your Visa in Action update on 1010XL.
It's January. You turn on the hot water, expecting steam, and you get let down. That's usually a sign your tankless water heater is loaded with mineral buildup, slowing it down and wearing it out before it's time. So Duck Duck Rooter is kicking the new year off strong with a Start Fresh Tankless Flush. Their experienced technicians flush and clean your tankless system, restoring performance and getting you back in the game. Right now, get your tankless water heater flushed and cleaned for just $99, 904-862-6769 or duckduckrooter.com.
Universal Roof and Contracting presents the Offensive Player of the Game. Universal Roof and Contracting. The difference is universal.
Trevor Lawrence was shaking and baking the opposition on Sunday. The Golden One recorded 255 yards on 22 completions and added in 3 touchdowns in what was a masterful performance. He doesn't want your respect. He just wants you to know he's that damn good. And he's your Universal Roof and Contracting Offensive Player of the Game.
New year, new beginnings, and a new roof. Start 2026 with a peace of mind and take advantage of Universal Roof and Contracting's limited time offer. 15% off all roof repairs and replacements. From leaks to full replacements, call 855-ROOF-HELP or visit universalroof.com to schedule your free roof inspection today. This special New Year's deal ends January 31st. Universal Roof and Contracting, protecting your home, building your trust.
License number CCC 057165, CBC 1258484.
Frank Frangie here. These days, it's hard to know which companies to trust. But when it comes to banking, I trust South State Bank. South State truly values its customers, and they work hard to create meaningful, lasting relationships. I love going into my local branch. I see the same smiling faces I've seen for years. South State is the largest bank headquartered in Florida, so they're able to offer all the banking services you need. You can trust South State Bank. Banking forward. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
It's a new year, and Aleve is here to help you keep your New Year's resolutions on track. Whether it's a daily walk, hitting the gym, or spending more time with friends and family, Aleve's got your back. With up to 12 hours of body pain relief per dose, Aleve keeps you moving with long-lasting body pain relief so you can chase those dreams and achieve your goals. Don't let body pain slow you down. Keep going with Aleve, because this year is your year. Try Aleve. Use as directed for minor aches and pains.
I'm Frank Frangie, and I just got back from the farm at Okefenokee. Man, it's incredible. Just an hour north of Jacksonville and Folkestone. I was so impressed. It's about connecting with nature, with food, with community. And now you can own your very own handcrafted cabin tucked into a 1,000-acre regenerative farm. Everything you need is there. You'll hardly need to go grocery shopping. Learn more about all of it at okefarm.com. That's OKEfarm.com, the farm at Okefenokee.
This is Dave Barker with IHRS. Are you frustrated with those trendy pills and lotions that claim to make your hair thicker and fuller? Tired of your hair falling out? Our hair restoration solutions have helped over 10,000 men and women restore their hair in as little as 2 office visits.
Call 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Or go to hairforme.com.
This is Hayes Carlion for Harrell & Harrell. I was at lunch with my good friend Holt, and he was telling me that sometimes a lawyer can get more from a case than their own client. I was surprised to hear this, but Holt said that doesn't happen with Harrell & Harrell. They'll never take a fee that is greater than their own client. When they say they treat their clients as a person and not a file, they mean it. Hopefully you won't need them, but if you're ever injured, call Harrell & Harrell at 904-251-1111. That's 904-251-1111.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
It's a Nimnick Tuesday on The Frangie Show. Nimnick, your friends in the car business since 1941.
We sure appreciate our friends from Nimnick. Nimnick Chevrolet is on Cassett. Nimnick Buick GMC is located on Phillips Highway. Frangie Carline LaSelva with you one more time today. I'm going to remind you we're headed to the brand new Island Wing Company on Beach Boulevard. It is just a hair east of Kernan. It is a hair west of Hodges. And right, if you know Beach Boulevard, know that area, you know where we are. And I walked it today. It is gorgeous, and we can't wait. We're going to have a lot of fun guests. We're giving away T-shirts. It's a pep rally, brah.
I'm ready. Can't wait.
It's a pre-playoff pep rally, and you'll have fun little T-shirts. We think you will enjoy. So,
yeah. And the food's great.
And the food is fantastic.
Can't wait.
It really is. So we're very, very excited about heading to Island Wing Company, and our playoff show is going to be an awful lot of fun. I can't wait to Friday. I can't wait till Sunday. Don't wish. Again, Rick Ballou gets on me. Don't wish your life away. So I'm trying not to. It's hard though this week. It's hard this week.
Yeah, I'm totally in that camp.
So
I wish everything away.
Here's my biding my time. I got Gator Hoop tonight. Then I'll go to bed. Early to bed guy, old guy.
It's a 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
Yeah, that's good.
Gator hoop.
So there's no like game that's going to take an hour.
We
wrap
get to
up.
see the start of the game.
Yeah,
Well, imagine that, ESPN. You're going to show us the start of the game. Then on nothing tomorrow. Then Thursday night got a playoff affair. Okay. Friday night got our pep rally and another playoff affair.
Yeah.
Then might play a little golf on Saturday. Look, I'm trying to bide my time. I'm trying to get to
big game
Sunday.
for Florida on Saturday at noon.
And another college basketball game, college basketball day, and then
Vols.
Yeah, and then might play a little. I may play a little golf. Maybe watch hoop. I'm just trying. I got to get to. What do I do tomorrow night?
Have you watched Stranger Things yet?
Maybe you could hang out with John Harbaugh.
Can you see me watching Stranger Things? Hey, Frank's watching Stranger Things. Can you imagine that? Hey, what are the Frangies doing? They're watching Stranger Things. Right, that's gonna happen. That's gonna happen. So, isn't it over? By the way,
it is over.
Did it end? Did someone say it ended?
It's the perfect time to watch.
I liked it.
Was it a sad ending?
It's one of these that you sort of have to interpret a bit, but I liked it and I interpreted it that it ended happy.
Okay. Did you watch it, JJ?
No.
You did.
I watched the first season. I thought it was terrible.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I thought it was for kids.
I love. By the way, I love the disgusted answer. He didn't just say no. He said no. What kind of a question is that? No, I didn't watch it. So anyway,
there you go.
But JJ and I are the only two in the country that didn't. By the way, I will say that. Everybody
I
watched
saw tons of people talking about it.
Everybody watched it, so they did. All right. But tomorrow. Same bad time, same bad channel. Tomorrow, Brett Hastings stops by. Our friend Kevin Kaplan stops by as we get closer and closer to the end of the week. On Thursday, by the way, not this week, but beginning next week on Thursday, Lee Smith stops coming by.
Oh, great.
So we won't do a golf report. We wanted to keep it all football this week, but we're starting. Golf's here, bro.
Yeah.
Golf's here, and right around the corner is the players before you know it. So Lee Smith will be by, and I'm looking forward to that. That comes up a week from Thursday, but this Thursday we'll certainly get closer and closer to Jags and Bills coming up.
Yeah, I saw Masters commercials.
So
during it might have been the Jag. Whatever game was on CBS this week. I'm like, whoa.
How about
that time?
How about Nance Romo, Tracy Woolston on hand? How about that, huh? And you know who else?
They know where to go.
Frank Frangie.
You know who else? Well, that too. But you know who else? Gene Steratore. Okay, you get Gene Steratore in the house.
Yeah. You know it's a real game.
Big game. Okay, it may be big when Gene Steratore walks in. I mean
that's when the party begins.
Why doesn't Hockley become one of the analysts? He's retired now.
That's a good point.
Shouldn't Hockley?
You would think he'd have been all over that.
I know he's probably working out.
Yeah.
He probably can't do it. He's probably in the gym.
Yeah.
But I'm not the kids. The
kid does it. Yeah.
But
Ed.
We should have Ed in. We need to get that done.
That's interesting. Yeah. I wonder why Ed Hockley never did that.
Yeah. I think he's a lawyer. I wonder if he's like just practicing too much law. Isn't he a lawyer?
Is he? I have no idea.
Why did I think Ed Hockley was
I think
a lawyer?
usually they're more like not attorneys. They're usually more financial guys.
Are
but
they?
I don't know.
I think that I could be totally wrong. I could be just making that up. Let's say a little Rick Below.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
Is Ed Hockley a lawyer, or did I just think that?
No, he's a bartender.
Oh,
he gets tipped well, and he's been known to.
Yeah.
2-for-1s, even though it's not recommended. Now, I'm not sure what he is, but most of these guys are really successful.
Yeah, they are. They're very successful.
Have great, big time jobs. But
you, for as long as I've known you, you've lectured.
You're right. Ed Hockley is a retired attorney.
I thought he was.
Well done.
See
Look
that?
at you. That's impressive. When you know the occupations of the officials.
Even when I make stuff up, I mean, but I thought he
was. How about full-time officials?
I thought. Well, we need that, right? Yeah. I thought he was.
How about younger officials? Oh, did Ballou just say that? He's trying to get canceled. How about guys that can actually stay up with the pace of the game?
Yeah, no, I hear you. I'm with you.
I think a school and bringing in young guys who don't have the experience, but they're better conditioned individuals and they can keep up with this very fast-paced game. I mean, we see officials all the time. I mean, from the couch, from the bar stool, you know what the call is. They don't.
Yeah, well, I'll say this. I've always said serious about this. Football's hard. It's the hardest game to call. The field's bigger than the other sports, at least compared to baseball, basketball, hockey. They're world-class athletes going 100 miles an hour, and you're running to keep up. So I think it's a hard game to call. But to your point, we know this, Rick. There sure are a lot of missed calls. I think that's your point. There are so many missed calls in football. It almost feels like more than ever. Now maybe that's my gripe is they call too much. My gripe is you're looking too hard to throw every flag. So.
Well, I mean, the simplest of things, like what is a catch and what is not a catch. Are you in bounds? Are you not in bounds? Those are the two that I think drive NFL fans as crazy as they can be. Those two things. You know, do you have both feet in? Do you have possession of the football? And, you know, again,
at least
holding on to a football. You know, did you catch it? Did you drop it?
At least
you can hit the ground, but if it doesn't move,
at least a good thing on that is that play is reviewable. Yeah. So at least that one is. So what's coming up tonight? What are we doing?
We got a lot tonight. Very busy Tuesday. Going to talk with Mark Duffner, who I sat next to and have been all year in the press box. He's so good, and the way he sees things defensively is really incredible. So we're going to do that in about 30 minutes. Got much more coming up on Buffalo. It's interesting how the analytics have come into play, and I spent a lot of time today listening to Buffalo, I guess, self-imposed members of the media spinning numbers in a way, and they've cooked the books in a way, yet it's not completely accurate. If you look at a guy like Daniel Griffiths and what he does with Jacksonville's numbers, it's amazing how you can present the same situation two different ways, and I'm going to get into that tonight.
Right. Rick Ballou goes into the night. Numbers and a whole lot more coming up as he goes into the night. Tomorrow, same bat time, same bat channel for us. We're out of here. For Hayes and JJ, I'm Frank Frangie. So long, everybody.
It's the ride home with The Frangie Show. From the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Hey folks, Mike Dempsey here for Dandy Foods, a Jacksonville family business for nearly 70 years. Heck, I've been talking about them for over a decade. The Thompson family secret, Dandy's never frozen, always fresh baked bread with quality meats and cheeses, no dry crumbly subs here, only soft and tasty deliciousness. When I see that logo with the little dude with the cane on the label, it tells me